Hey guys, I am showing up on YouTube because I said that I would. I decided that this year I wanted to post something on here at least once a month. That's all I'm giving myself, once a month. Now, it can be a vlog, it can be a topic about anything I'm doing, it can be anything that I would like to do. I also want to do a podcast at some point with different topics there too. But if you didn't know, it has now been about 6 months now that I do not have a typical 9 to 5. So you may say, so what have you been doing? I also have a 6 month old, so that's what I've been doing. Our hands been pretty full with her, along with having Alani, which is our toddler. Also, I've been doing things with the businesses, getting back to working out. But I came on today to one jumpstart. I don't know if this is a series, but just jumpstart that I'm going to be here yapping and talking and discussing different things. To also just say where I'm at right now. So like I said, I haven't had a typical 9 to 5 for the past 6 months, and the time has absolutely flew by. I'm sure if I was working, I'll be dreading it, but the time has flew by. Has not felt like 6 months. Actually, about 2 weeks ago, I officially am no longer with my job because I've had a package with them, so I was getting pretty much paid out. So we had to go forward and get our own insurance. That was, private insurance is what I mean. So that was something within itself. And how have I been feeling throughout this time? So I had mentioned when I first announced that, I had mentioned that 80% of me was just fine with it because it's what I wanted to do. And I still feel that way. It's actually probably higher. But where I've been having difficulty is finding my place in the business. Tony has been an entrepreneur now for the past 3 months, 3 years consistently. And I've been helping with the business as I did my job along with everything else. So now it's a matter of finding a place of where do I fit into the business. So some days it can feel frustrating for him because he's, okay, what are you doing with the business today? What are you doing to help move the business forward? What are you doing to bring in dollars? And I'm like, I'm watching our kid. That's my job right now. And at the same time, I never was a mother or a person that said that I would want to stay home with my kids 24/7 and I would want to just be home and not work in any capacity. That's just not who I am. But in the season that we're in, because right now we're in transition of childcare, that's just what it requires. It requires that I am spending time with her. So then on the same side of that, sometimes it's like, frustrating because I'm like, I don't want to be with her all day. What are you doing that you can't come down and be with her for an hour or whatever the case may be? So we've had those frictions, and then we had to just say to each other, we have to have a discussion of, okay, right now, the season that we're in is meaning Tony, I'm going to focus on the business and you are going to focus on taking care of Amaya and finding someone to help us so we can get back to doing business together. And that was just a conversation we had to have because it was a few days of like resentment of, well, why are you upstairs all the time? Like, why am I the only one watching her? This is your kid too. Some of that conversation. But we've gotten to a point now that childcare is more consistent, so we're getting back to what we should. Now it's a matter of, where do I fit into the business? I think some of the restrictions come for a lot of the creativity, a lot of the back end stuff. It's all Tony. So it's, how can I fit into it even though you may do it better, right? Are there things that I can learn? Or it's a matter of you spend time and energy in things you do better because you're probably going to be more excited about it. You're going to excel in it. You're going to be able to handle it. For me, we've known that I am good at not project management, but managing people. I'm good at managing people, making sure the task gets done. That could be some kind of project management, but not the nuances of it. I'm good at that. When it comes to our cleaning business, I'm specifically in charge of that, like the growth of it going down. That's specifically me. But that's been a conversation that we've had along this time as well, figuring out just where I fit in. And I'm continuing to figure that out. The other part of it is me figuring out like what my title is in life now, which sounds weird. Give me the title, you can do what you want. But everybody has a title. Everybody has a title, okay? So now that I'm a stay-at-home mom, am I just a stay-at-home mom? Stay-at-home mom means essentially means that you just take care of the house and responsibilities of the house and the kids. Doesn't mean that you work. So am I a stay-at-home mom that works? Am I an entrepreneur that also stays at home? Like, how does that work and what is my title specifically? I also consider, am I going to be going back to work at all? At any capacity? So I always say never. And I do feel like I would work again. I don't know that I'll work anytime soon in a 9 to 5 capacity. I have had 1099 roles, which just means like a contractor role essentially, where I can do a job or not do a job and make my own schedule. I think that's more for me at this time. But I always say never. You never know what may happen. You never know if businesses change, how we feel, kids, so many things could change, and I may be back at a 9 to 5. So I'm never against it. But let me tell you, I am enjoying not necessarily being somewhere for 40 hours, which is funny because as an entrepreneur, you're doing something for 80 instead of 40 hours a week. But because it's making your business grow, then it's okay. It feels okay. It doesn't feel as, I guess, frustrating. Now, I was trying to think also, do I miss anything about being at work at this point? And not really. I don't. I was working from home since I moved to Dallas. So I have been working from home for the past like 9 years. So I can't say, oh, I miss the office banter or the water talk. I can't say I miss any of that because I haven't been having it for the past 9+ years. So I don't really miss anything. I don't miss the people at work. Not that they were bad. I didn't have a close relationship because it was just all virtual. So yeah, I don't really miss work at all, and I don't plan to go back anytime soon, God willing. If God allows, I will not be at a 9 to 5. I'm trying to think what else is going on in my life personally. Social media content is something that I'm trying to do. And then that's another thing, like figuring out, what do I want to do with social media? Is it that you just want to be a content creator or an influencer and just get products and stuff? And not really, because I don't do beauty, I don't do hair. Is it that you want to be an expert in something? Which I think is a bit more along, like I saw somebody call it this, like I would rather be an expert, meaning like I talk about things that I know. So for me, motherhood, fitness, entrepreneurship, and balancing it all, I think that's my lane. That's what I will do, and that's what I would want my podcast to be about. And I'm saying podcast, I'm saying it out loud because this way you guys can be on me and be like, hey, you said you were going to do this. What happened? I actually put a date to it on our calendar. It has to happen. And knowing Tony, he's not going to let me not have it. So either way, but social media is another big thing that I think about, and I get in my head about it, and it's frustrating because I'm like, if I was talking to somebody else, I would tell them, just do this, just do that, just like, it's so simple, and you're making it more complicated than it needs to be. I'm talking to myself now. You've been doing content now since 2017, January of 2017, you've been doing content. So girl, you got this. You can go out there and talk. People want to hear from you. People want to know more about what you have going on in life. But I just get myself stuck. I don't know why. And then I also feel like the world that we live in is a lot of short form content. And I feel like I'm more of a long form content girl. I don't know. That's just me because I like to talk. I like to engage. The short form, for some reason, feels like it takes more thought. Don't get me wrong. Like when we're doing our podcast and stuff, we do write things out. We do make sure that we have our points we want to get across, things like that. But I don't know, because the short form, maybe it's the editing, it's the visual. This kind of like builds community, and that's what I really want to build community. Women or people, you don't have to be a woman, that may be going through the same thing, that has never thought of it in this different way. Just seeing me talk about it may help somebody. So that's what I look forward to. If I'm just helping one person feel better or feel good by watching me, then that I have accomplished everything. Just one person. I feel like that's really what I'm looking for. So I don't know if it's a content creator or just a social media personality. Did I make up that title? I don't know. But either way, that's what I'm looking to strive for in this next year. And that's why I'm putting this task on myself to come out and just talk, let it out, let people know what I'm doing, share, and also to get more comfortable. The more you practice, the more you do, the more comfortable that you get. So thank you for coming to my quick rant, my first video in January 2025. And I'm saying this out loud so that when I reflect back and this page grows and I grow and I do bigger things and I'm on stages and everything, I can reflect back to this day that I posted this video and say, January 2025 was the beginning of my new life. Bye.